back on scene with another video, Incognito. Well, I pretty much, I'm guessing if you guys been on the rock for the past like 12 hours in the NBA world, everybody must have heard now that Kyrie Irving been traded because he's been asking for a trade. He's been traded to the Celtics. I believe that the trade is Kyrie Irving to the Celtics. Cleveland gets Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder. I believe it's some rookie in the 2018 first round pick from the Brooklyn Nets. So let's just get right into this and just see what they're trying to say on this first take, and then I'll give my thoughts at the end of it with who won the trade and all that. So let's get right into this. So
right now, as of right now, the Celtics won this trade. Stephen A., you can get into all the reasons you may think otherwise later. I'm not talking about who the Nets pick may turn out to be. I'm talking about or the fact that the Cavs did an amazing job trading essentially a distressed asset. I'm talking about right now who won the trade. The answer is the Celtics, because if the history of the NBA has taught us anything in terms of trades, it's that the team that wins the trade is the team that gets the best player in the deal. Now, I love Isaiah Thomas. Pound for pound, inch for inch, maybe the greatest basketball player who ever lived. Who his size has ever done what he's done? I love him. I always say Westbrook's my favorite player. His competition comes from Isaiah. But he's not as good as Kyrie Irving. I'm sorry, he's not. Isaiah offensively can approximate Kyrie, no doubt about it. And I always complain about how Kyrie doesn't play defense. But the difference between Kyrie and Isaiah is Isaiah's simply too small to play defense. You must hide him, which is why they had more success, I hate to say it, in the playoffs last year when he wasn't on the court sometimes. You have to hide him on defense, and teams exploit that, especially in the playoffs. Kyrie doesn't always play defense, and it irks me. He doesn't always make the people around him better, and he should, but Kyrie's capable of playing defense and oftentimes saves it for very high leverage moments. In fact, when he plays defense, he's quite good at it. Kyrie is the best player in this deal with the potential to get even better. Also, and Djigic, by the way, he has upside and all that, I get it. But we're talking about the principal players in this deal. He's also the youngest player in the deal of the players currently in the NBA. We're not talking about the draft pick. So the youngest player, who signed for 2 more years at favorable terms to the team, Kyrie, is also the best player. That, my friends, means that the Celtics won the deal. If the draft pick that the Cavs get one day turns out to be better than Kyrie, I'll revise my opinion about this deal. But what are the odds of that? What are the odds that in any given draft, you take a player, and with your pick you chose so wisely, that you wound up with a player better than Kyrie Irving? The odds are not that high. Frequently, even if you're drafting #1 overall, the Celtics win the deal because they got the best player in it.
We disagree, because I don't think it's that simple. And obviously, I'm going to look at it entirely differently. First of all, I'm thinking about the fact that Isaiah Thomas just finished averaging nearly 29 points per game on better than 46% shooting. I'm thinking about the fact that he did that without the services of LeBron James. I'm thinking about the fact that this is a guy that can score quick off the basketball, meaning that he doesn't have to dribble and dance all over the place before doing his thing. Now, Kyrie Irving is absolutely sensational. Please don't get me wrong. This brother's on another level, and I think that it's great that Boston did this deal. But in the same breath, the fact that Isaiah Thomas is the guy that's replacing him, Isaiah Thomas, from a scoring perspective, definitely can fill that void. Then you've got Jay Crowder, who's better than serviceable. He's better than average. He's a pretty damn good player on both ends of the floor, by the way. He can sit up there and average 13 to 15 for you. He can shoot threes. He can hit perimeter shots, and more importantly, he can defend. You combine that with the protected pick, the unprotected pick that they have that can end up being #1 overall, because it's the Brooklyn Nets pick, and we all know how sorry they're expected to be this year. You combine that with the fact that they also acquired Derrick Rose. You have a situation where the Cleveland Cavaliers essentially lost 1 starter and has gained 3 or 4. So not only do you have an offensive juggernaut in Isaiah Thomas, who's going to be more free because you have to worry about LeBron James, who's going to be on the court with him, as opposed to what he didn't have in Boston available to him after last
Isaiah
year,
Thomas really
that
been
makes
by
them very
himself on
lethal.
offense
But from
a lot
a
of
depth
times,
standpoint,
with
from a numbers
LeBron.
perspective, you have more bodies, you have more
Less
depth,
distraction for him
you
now.
have basically 3 starters replacing one, along with the high pick, and you're still in position to come out of the East. The bottom line is that I think that Cleveland, I don't think anyone lost in this. I don't blame Boston for doing what they did, and Kyrie, again, is sensational. But when you look at the team that the Cleveland Cavaliers have, when you look at the fact that they're aiming to compete for a championship, and you think about what you replaced Kyrie Irving with, you've got talent in Isaiah Thomas. You've got bodies in a combination of him and Crowder. You had already added Derrick Rose, so 3 to 4 starters basically replaced one, which puts you in better position to compete for the championship. I believe that Cleveland, by a slight edge, won in this thing. Nobody lost at all, but I give the edge to Cleveland.
We agree that both teams probably improved, I think. It was a good trade for both teams. That's possible sometimes. You address needs, one team gets deeper, and Isaiah can approximate what Kyrie did on the Cavs, which is essentially when LeBron doesn't want to run the show because he needs a breather, can you become a one-man offense and keep us in the game by scoring a lot? Isaiah can certainly do that. And there are all kinds of interesting things you could do with Crowder. I like Crowder a lot. Stephen A., on Max and Marcellus on our old radio show in L.A., we used to do a game where we'd say if you had to construct an NBA team, because the Lakers stunk at the time and no superstars wanted to come to the Lakers. So the question was, is it possible to construct an NBA team under the salary cap with players, none of them superstars, but could contend? And 2 of the players at the time that were always on my team were Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder. Always. Those are excellent players. I love Thomas. I love Crowder. Great job by the Cavs. But keep in mind the name of the game. The point of the game was if you can't get a superstar, and I love Isaiah, but I'm talking about one of those guys. If you can't get one of those guys, what do? Isaiah Thomas at the time, certainly Jay Crowder. But the point is Kyrie is one of those guys. The whole name of the game in the NBA is get your hands on one of those guys. It's the reason Daryl Morey was like, CP3 and James Harden, how do they play together? We'll figure it out later. CP3 is one of those guys, and either you have them or you don't.
You're wrong.
Now the Celtics have them.
Okay, well, that's the end of that one with Max and Stephen A. giving their opinions on that in First Take. This morning, what I'm going to say and what I thought, like as soon as I seen it on my phone, Bleacher Report, when it popped up on my phone, and I looked at it, I was in shock. I mean, I wasn't in shock the fact that Kyrie Irving got traded, like I said, because it's no way that he was going to be able to go back to the Cleveland Cavaliers after everything that went on with him and LeBron and all that. It was going to be messed the whole entire time of him being there throughout the whole season to like the trade deadline near like All-Star break, which like in February. So, to be honest, like I said, to me when I seen it, I was like, the Celtics won the trade, but then it's like also you can say both teams kind of won, just one team maybe just been a little bit better than the other, because like as Stephen A. Smith said it, when I didn't even think about this, you have like 4 starters for like 1. So you got Derrick Rose, you got Isaiah, etc. Filling in that void for Kyrie. And on the other end, you have a better offensive player in Kyrie Irving filling in for Isaiah Thomas. And now your starting line is probably going to be like Kyrie, Gordon, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Morris, and Al Horford. And then for Cleveland, your starting lineup is most likely going to be Isaiah Thomas, J.R. Smith, or Jay Crowder. I don't see. I think Jay Crowder come out the bench, so it'll be Isaiah, J.R. Smith, LeBron, Kevin Love, and Tristan. That's really what I see it as. But like I said, it's like either you get the 5'9" scoring machine that really can't play with defense. You got to hide him on defense, or the 6'3" point guard that's a little bit taller, better offensive player in my opinion, best finisher in the league in my opinion, and. Well, he doesn't really play defense as well, but at times he can play defense like he did against Stephen Curry, but like he's not known as a defender. So I mean, like I said, in my opinion, I would say the Celtics won the trade. But I mean, the real X factor in all this that I believe is that 2018 first round pick from the Brooklyn Nets, because that gets turned to Michael Porter Jr. That gets turned to that other dude that went to Duke. I forgot what his name is. I think it's like 5'4". I think it's Marvin something. Like it can turn to one of them players that maybe they can be better than Kyrie Irving. I don't know. We don't know. So, like I said, in my opinion, I really do believe. I think that the Celtics won the trade, to be honest, because then they got younger with Kyrie Irving than Isaiah, and then he's just entering his prime and things like that. But still, the big thing also too with this, other than that 2018 first round pick, is LeBron still leaving? If he still leaves, then that means that really they did. Celtics won this trade initially, like how Max was saying. Initially, they won this trade because you're getting younger or whatever with all these trades and stuff like that. Then with that pick, and then if LeBron leaves, you're really gonna be getting a lot younger for a rebuilding process. Which I don't believe that LeBron was sit around for a rebuilding process towards the end of his career. But like I said, for me, honestly, I really do think that Kyrie Irving is really a better player than Isaiah Thomas, and he's the best player in this whole deal. So I believe that the Celtics won this deal in that aspect. But that's just me. Y'all give y'all thoughts and y'all opinions. Put it in the comment section down below. Who y'all think won this trade? Y'all reason for why y'all think the team won this trade. Did both teams win the trade? Cavs, Celtics, both, neither. Just put it in the comments down below. I'll put my comment down below of who I think. Actually, I've already said, but I'm gonna put it in the comments anyway, not pin it. So you'll see, I just think that Celtics won this. Pure play. I just think they did. They got younger and all that. But in the long haul, the Cavs might get younger, but like I said, I think Celtics initially and all that, they won this deal with Kyrie Irving. But ladies and gentlemen, it's Incognito.
Really well.